Hey everybody, I don't think I posted for a while, but today I just want to talk about how work has been, and I've been here for 2 months now, and I just was watching a YouTube video with Jordan Peterson and a guy named Dr. Arthur Brooks, and they were talking about the meaning of life and how work is really intertwined with your personal life and vice versa. And I want to talk about my personal experience on this. So for example, when I got laid off like 3 months ago, I just find myself drifting through life. It was really weird. And and luckily I did find a job within a month of being laid off, but like during that month, it's still a very long time. And keep in mind, I was playing like amazing games. I was playing Tears of the Kingdom, Zelda, I was playing Donkey Kong Bonanza, I was playing Claire Obscure Expedition 33. Absolutely 10 out of 10 amazing games. However, at the end of those games, I still felt like, what am I doing? I can't be playing games all the time. Like there was still some weird emptiness in me that I just felt like I was drifting on by. And this now comes to the job. Now, luckily, I found a contract role, and it's really weird because in the past 2 months, I found a lot of enjoyment at this current role. And I was trying to figure out why. Because in my head, I actually want to retire early. I want to retire by 45 or 50. And every time I hear other people have conversation about retirement, of how people get bored and they're aimless in life and they don't know what to do with their life, I'm like, do I really want to retire that early? And it's honestly, I'm way too early to even think about that. But it just made me, hearing those conversations makes me think about that. So back to my job is really weird because I actually enjoy working at my job. And even though like the onboarding process was pretty bad, I actually enjoy getting to work again. It's so weird. And I hate work. And you can ask my friends. I told them like, I want to get out of this 9 to 5 job. I hate 9 to 5. But now working this job for 2 months now, I was like, what the heck? Why am I enjoying this work so much? And just for context, I am a demand generation manager. So I basically help create marketing so people know more about what my company does. And I generate something called marketing qualified leads. And that's basically what I do at the company. And it could be because I find my purpose again. Like I'm actually doing stuff again. I'm serving others. I'm learning new skills. There's a lot that goes about my job that I just find fun. And that's more true and true when I think back on my life and my working years. Like if I have a very miserable personal life, it's going to make my work miserable. And if I find my work miserable, it's going to make my personal life miserable. But then of course, if my personal life is good, my work life might most likely be good too, and vice versa. I'm just like, that has definitely been the case. I think some of my jobs, I hated it because my coworkers were negative about it too. And so it made me hate it as well. But then my personal life was kind of okay at the time. So it's just very interesting to think about. And on top of that, I start to learn that, okay, how do humans find purpose? How do we find meaning? How do we find not be aimless? And Jordan Peterson, he talks a lot about picking your aim, like have some type of goal, have some type of aim so you know where to go to. And if you don't, then you're going to feel lost. You're going to feel hopeless. And like even when you reach that goal, you want to expand that goal to something else, a higher mountain. And then you're not going to feel hopeless again. You're going to have something to look forward to. And that's just have always been my case. Every time I moved up, like in the past 3 years, I've dramatically got more money, more health-wise. The kids are in great schools. Things just kept getting better each year that passes on. And even though I got laid off 3 months ago, life was still very good in a sense because I had nothing to worry about because I saved money and I took care of the kids and all this other stuff. It's very interesting now, like how my mind has shifted from hating work to enjoying this type of work. So through work, I'm sort of discovering my meaning again. I'm learning a lot of new skills. Like it's so weird because even after work, when I go pick up the kids, that's usually the sign for me to, okay, now I'm done with work. Now I'm not going to focus on work no more because I have the kids. But even when I pick up the kids after school, I still want to go work. And even though my work has already been done, because it's the end of the day, it's simply because I think I enjoy the work. And then I used to chalk it up because it's a contract role. So I used to chalk it up to be like, oh, I want to work because I don't want to lose a job. I used to chalk it up to that. But now I just think that I'm working more simply because I enjoy it and I'm learning a lot of new skills and it's just much more enjoyable. I don't know how else to explain it. And it could be because I have purpose again. I'm doing something again and I'm earning as a result of it as well. And my kids, they don't just see me drifting on by as well or playing video games. They see me working. They see me getting things done. And funny enough, like my kids ask me questions a lot about my new job. I enjoy explaining my job to them. So it's just very interesting how this works. Maybe in a year time, I will get tired of this job. I don't know. But in the meantime, like during that month of just drifting when I was laid off to now working for almost 2 months now, I've enjoyed it. And I think on top of that, depending on the role, but in my role, I get to express my thoughts and give my unique feedback and opinions on things. I get to create stuff as well, such as content. I get to take ownership and manage different softwares. I get to engage with new people as well. I met a lot of cool people already. So work has just been a whole new way of doing things. Now, I would say that if you honestly hate your job, try to apply for a new job in the meantime because you don't want to stay miserable at a place that sucks. However, if you know for sure that your job is paying you good and you are comfortable, like it is enjoyable, right? It's good to be happy and grateful that, oh, this job is good. I get to work from home. I get to meet new people. I get to learn new skills, et cetera, et cetera. It's just something to remind myself that I have it good. And so I think, say for example, I don't get hired full time. I think that this experience within the past 3 months is really eye opening for me. And it's just a reminder that number one, even though I got laid off, I bounced back very quickly. And number two is just that work has real meaning to it, right? I should avoid just drifting on by too much and just focus on working on something, working on more creative stuff. And let me just talk about the work-life balance because, I used to think that after work, I should just leave work behind and focus on the kids. And I just come to realize like, man, these two are just way too intertwined with each other. Like work is not just work for the sake of it. It's where I get to learn new stuff. It's where I get to do new things. It's where I get to add value and serve others. Work is just a part of life. And I just come to see it as them together, right? I don't want to separate the two. So even in my personal life, I still learn things. I still try to figure out stuff. I still do things with the kids and they know about my job. It's just like they're so intertwined that it doesn't make sense to necessarily separate them all the time. Now, obviously, if I'm doing something very important in my personal life, if I'm on vacation, then ideally, I don't want to be working. But even then, I still think I would. And on top of that, I hate the idea of just waiting until it's Friday so I don't have to work no more, right? You know what I mean? Like, it's just waiting until the weekend so I don't have to work no more. I don't want that dreadful feeling. I don't want to be like, oh man, I hate work so much that I can't wait for the weekend so I don't have to work no more. I don't want to think like that. I want to be like, okay, yeah, it's the end of the work week. Very cool. We could pick this up next week, right? Like that type of attitude versus, oh my God, it's already the weekend. I don't have to work no more. Those two are very different attitudes and very different mental process. Looking forward to the weekend, right? So that is my story about my work. I could definitely go in more details about my job. My contract role is ending very soon. So we're going to see if I get into full time. I definitely will make a video about that. But I just think that work has just given me purpose again, given me some meaning, and it helps that I get paid, of course. So I'm not just simply drifting on by. I am actually doing things and making things happen. And on top of that, my contract role is actually ending very soon. And I practice nonstop on how to speak to my boss about next steps after the contract end. Like when I say I practice nonstop, I'm talking about I probably practice over 100 times of how to go through a one-pager that I created when I discuss my key results and things that I contributed to and to explain next steps and compensation and all this other stuff. I practiced that script over 100 times. So when that meeting came, I absolutely crushed it. Like I have no doubt in my mind I crushed that meeting. And even doing all that was fun. Like just preparing nonstop was fun. I was practicing with my kids, like she was pretending to be a boss or something. I was practicing with my other kid and she was pretending to be a boss. And it was just fun doing that. And that is a part of work. And I let my personal life, which is my kids, practice along with me. That practice also meant that if I succeeded, I would get a much higher bump in salary. I would be full-time. I would get benefits, et cetera, et cetera. So like that's a higher mountain that I'm aiming for. And so it gave me a lot of purpose. Even if I don't get the full time, I know for sure that I'll put a lot of effort into this and that is definitely going to make me better at whatever future goals I have. Because I put a lot of work into it. I put a lot of details into it. I did a lot of practice. And it worked in the sense that the meeting went extremely well. Extremely well. So we'll see if I get the job by next week or I don't know what's going to happen yet. We're going to see. But definitely make a video about that. And that's all for me. I just want to talk about what I've been doing and why work has just been enjoyable and purposeful. And I hope this helps in any way possible. Have a great day. Bye.